Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I even busted out the Guns the Duel soundtrack for this godly new deck that's going to be coming out. This is the Egyptian God deck, so it will be coming out into the game. We've got Cipher the Sky Dragon and the Obelisk, the Tormentor Egyptian God deck. What's inside? Well, let's go ahead and hop right into it. And if you guys are excited about it, drop a like on this video. But anyways, yeah, these cards will be coming out, and we have the release date right here up on the screen, so on the 18th here. But anyways, let's go ahead and go over some of these cards. And keep in mind, there are some newer cards in here that are really good. Specifically, Soul Crossing is going to take the Egyptian God stuff because, you know, most of the time it's just like fans of the anime. They want to build these decks, and, you know, they just really aren't that great against competitive, meta decks. But the thing is, Soul Crossing is actually a pretty good effect where you get to tribute summon a Divine Beast monster, and you can tribute your opponent's monster straight up for it, because it's really difficult to tribute multiple monsters in most situations, especially with YuGiOh being super fast. Now, are these decks going to be competitive and on the meta level? Probably not, but there are some new cards, and I do want to go over their effects, and I'll show you guys the entire spoiler list. So first off, we got Obelisk the Tormentor in the Obelisk one. That's like no brainer. I won't go over the effects of every single card. I just want to kind of cover the newer things that will be coming out here. So the really important thing is in both of them you get this card, and this card is the most important card. It's called Soul Crossing. It's a quick play, and during the main phase you get to immediately after this effect resolves tribute summon one Divine Beast monster, and you get to tribute monsters your opponent controls even though you do not control them. But if you tribute summon this way, you get to apply the effect until the end of the next turn. After this card resolves, you can activate one card or effect per turn, not counting the effects of Divine Beast monsters. So it's pretty much just for them, but it's a really good effect. And there's even support for like the Wicked Avatar, which is kind of cool. It's kind of one of those other like super powerful things that like it's like more fan service than anything. But the Obelisk and the Cipher, they both get different things. So with the Obelisk one though, you do get the Fist of Fate, which is a quick play that says this card's activation and effect can't be negated if you control a monster whose original name is Obelisk the Tormentor. Negate the effects of one effect monster your opponent controls, and if you do, destroy it. And if you do that for the rest of the turn, the effects of that monsters are negated, as well as the activated effects and effects on the field of monsters with the same original name. Then if you activated this card during your main phase, you get to activate this. You get to apply this effect. You destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. You can only use one Fist of Fate per turn. I mean, realistically, it's that this card's not like that insane. Soul Crossing is really good. Then we have Divine Evolution. This is a spell card that says that its activation and effect can't be negated. You get to choose one monster you control whose original type is Divine Beast or whose original name is Wicked Avatar, the Wicked Dreadroot, or Wicked Eraser, except for monster or monsters already affected by Divine Evolution. It gains 1,000 attack / defense. Its effect, activations, and effects cannot be negated. It also gains the following effect. When this card declares an attack, you can make your opponent summon one monster they control to the graveyard, their choice. And then there's some angel stuff. There's level resist wall over here. But the angel stuff is like really mediocre. I mean, like it's just like more extra cards. So you special summon it by revealing a level 7 or higher monster in your hand. You can only special summon one angel or one once per turn this way. While you control this special summon card, you contribute one level 7 or higher monster in attack position during your main phase, in addition to a normal summon or set. And then classic cards like Nipomo Manga. We also got Bazu, the Soul Eater. This is a kind of a throwback card. Cyber Dragon. Hard to Arm Dragon Obelisk was a cool thing back in the day. This card, originally, it was kind of a more pricier card, but like right now, if you go to TCG Player for like 90% of these cards, they're only a quarter for the most part. Like they're not really great what I would consider reprints, but Hard Arm Dragon Obelisk was cool and hype back in the day. Hamster is kind of a cool card, but it's like not really worth anything for the most part. Photon Saber Tiger, Evil Storm Salamandra. Ra's Disciple at one point was like $10, but now with it already having a reprint, it's a couple cents anyways. So yeah, most of these cards, Mari is actually a cool card, but like again, most of these aren't going to be very pricey cards. Now there is one Gizmek I have this like on my other monitor here, but the Festive Fox, it's like $3, so it's like okay. Now we're getting into an actual good reprint. Feather Duster at the lowest right now via TCG Player for Feather Duster, it's like about 10-ish bucks, 10, 12 bucks. So I would say this is probably the best reprint in the entire set here. Feather Duster is like the main hype card for the Egyptian God deck for the Obelisk. And then like Brain Control, like it's gotten around Monster Reborn. This is a cool card, different dimension capsule. Like Gold Sark, no one even really uses it anymore. And this was like the poor man's Gold Sark back in the day when it was like an SJC card. Avarice is cool. Double Summon is like a $2 card. Surprisingly, I didn't actually know about this. Most of the Chalices are like they're so super cheap. They've been reprinted so many dang times in Stormforth. Most of these cards, even Drowning Mirror Force at this point, just there's not really an insane reprint. So in terms of like my review here, because I'm gonna be straight up with you guys, these are mostly designed for like old school Yu-Gi-Oh fans, but most of these cards would be cards where you're like, you know, you ask someone at locals for trade, like a new like little kid or something, and he busts out some cards and they're wrapped around a rubber band or like in a Ziploc bag, like straight up. Like the deck looked like, if you ask a little kid like, you know, what would you want in here? There's not really too many good cards other than the Duster. And if you add up the cards with like Duster and like the Gizmek, I mean, yeah, you could probably get like maybe 15, maybe 20 bucks in full value, because like I'm sure that this card would be like $3 or $4, you know, for a little bit. It's like with the best card. Now, going into the Cipher the Sky Dragon one over here. Now, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Are you guys actually going to be picking these up? Because I don't see a really insane reprint. They both have Feather Duster, so they're both on like equal grounds for the most part. But I would say Obelisk, I got to give it, like, for me personally as a competitive player, if I was to purchase this, I would say hold off on it. Because one, Egyptian Gods aren't even like close to be good, and there's no insane reprint. Unless you need a Feather Duster, then at that point, it's cool. And these are cool as collectors, you know, just to have some of these things anyways. But hopping into the Cipher the Sky Dragon one, we also get Soul Crossing. We obviously get Cipher the Sky Dragon, but this is a newer card over here. Thunder Force Attack. This card's activation effect cannot be negated if you control a monster whose original name is Cipher the Sky Dragon. Destroy as many face-up monsters your opponent controls as possible. Then, if you activated this card during your main phase, you get to apply the following effect. Draw cards equal to the number of monsters destroyed by this effect and sent to your opponent's graveyard, and you can only attack with one monster this turn. But if you're gonna pop everything, draw like 5 cards, that's an insane effect. It really is. But at the end of the day, is it actually going to be, you know, that viable to pull it off? You can summon Cipher the Sky Dragon. It actually is maybe possibly against some matchups a really good turn 1 like Egyptian God, because it actually has that effect where if they summon the monster and if it loses 2,000 attack and it becomes 0, it just gets destroyed. So like there are archetypes where like they need to go summon those cards and they will instantly lose. But the problem is that you can get around this because it's it's an attack position. This is the problem. They just put it in defense, and then they go link, and then like it's just it is a problem though that they can get around it. But you also get Soul Crossing in here, so that's cool. But there's also Ultimate Divine Beast. This is a newer card. When an opponent monster declares an attack, you discard a spell trap. Target Divine Beast monster graveyard, special summon in defense position, change the attack to that target, and then during the end phase, if you control a Divine Beast monster, you destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls that activate their effects this turn. But more than likely, when OTK you are, you're probably not going to be surviving. To be honest. But Millennium Seeker is also another newer card. It's when you take 1,000 or more battle effect damage, you get a special summon it, target one monster opponent's graveyard except for a monster with question mark attack. Your opponent can choose one monster from their deck except for a monster with question attack, and if they choose not to, or if the target monster has higher attack than the chosen monster, special summon the target monster to your field, and if you do, shuffle the chosen monster back into the deck. Otherwise, your opponent adds the chosen monster to their hand. You can only use each effect of Millennium Seeker once per turn. And then there's also the Tellus Angel. If this card is set from the monster in the graveyard, you get a token. When you control Tellus Wing token, you can banish this card from graveyard, and one spell card from your hand is supposed to summon 2 Tellus Wing tokens. So it's more reoccurring stuff again, like Nimble Manga, like the Super Mega Nimble Hamster. It's just like reoccurring stuff, so you can try to get your guard cards out. But realistically, against most people, you need like Soul Crossing, and then like it's just kind of rough. Breaker's a classic card. Beast King's a classic card. These are awesome Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but you know, like who would play in Breaker in 2021? There's just not that many people play. Like Skill Drain Beast King was kind of cool back in the day, but like it's just not that insane. Sky Blaster is kind of cool too. Card Guard. These are like old school secret rare cards that had some value, but they've gotten reprinted and outdated. Electromendant Turtle's kind of cool. Kali Claw Crow, like another special summon in the Scapegoat. You can get some tokens. I remember that this card's kind of cool, but it just lets you add the Layer of Darkness. Then we have Duke Shade, Clock Wyvern, Tenny, Vishuda. We got the Reactor Slime, but Swords of Revealing Light. I know it's supposed to be, you know, Yugi, and like, you know, they're trying to incorporate stuff in like the, you know, fan service stuff. But Swords, like, good luck doing that in 2021. Feather Duster is pretty cool. The Monster Reborn is also here. It would have been cool. I know that card like is just like recently coming out. They had with the Lunar. It's like the super bookman where you discard one and you get to book 2 monsters. It's kind of cool, but like that would have been like at least some desire for it. Like Enemy Controller is still kind of a cool card. Avarice, like you're not going to be able to get that far in this deck. I promise you that. Like in an actual duel, going off with the Egyptian Gods to reset your Nimble Mangas and your floaters, like go home, man. You're not going to do it. Card Advance, this lets you tribute another monster, kind of cool. But again, Layer of Darkness is kind of a cool card. Mirror Force has been reprinted like thousands of times at this point. And And then we got Reckless Greed, but only one of, so like, yeah, you're gonna have to buy multiple copies of it. Like a bunch of just token monsters too, Golden Apples, Metal Reflex Slime. Remember this card was a secret rare, and at one point it was like $10. But like, yeah, these are all 25-cent like rubber band Ziploc bag cards that a kid has at locals, and he wants to get your blue eyes. Like, I'm gonna give it to you guys, and I would say again, that's what it's probably designed for. It's probably designed for those players. But don't let this discourage you guys from picking this up, because like I said, these are mostly designed for fan service, you know, than really anything. And then the artwork does look kind of cool. Would be cool if we got some like really cool rarity and alternate artwork of these cards. I'm not sure positive if that is going to be something that else is going to be announced. I'm not sure if we're just getting like these artworks, which is like something we've already seen before. But if you guys do want to see gameplay of the new Egyptian God stuff, I've already got it. I mean, most of the time though, I promise you guys, the only things that's cool is the exchange souls, and you get to tribute your opponent's stuff, and then like you get out your God card, and it feels good. It really does. And if you guys do want to go ahead and check that out, I will leave that gameplay, even if you just like tribute your opponent's stuff. It's just so awesome. Unfortunately, he does have a bunch of stuff to stop, but you'll see some more gameplay. I'm not going to drag this video out any longer, but I do want to say that I already have gameplay of these new cards, and if you guys want to see it, it will be pinned down below in the comment section below. But I'm curious to know what you guys think of this. Are you guys going to get it at all, or is it kind of a skip for you guys? For me, I feel like, I mean, it is cool that we're getting some of these. If these have alternate artworks or alternate rarities, like if they come with, like if they were like, yo, Cipher and Obelisk, there's a new rarity or a new artwork, then I could see like a lot more people picking this up. But till then, it's pretty much like a Feather Duster reprint, and that's basically your value. And like, it does pay for itself, technically, yes. But obviously, the Feather Duster in here won't be like $10. It'll probably be a couple bucks, but it's still a good card. Feather Duster. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you guys are new here and do want to be up to date when new Yu-Gi-Oh cards come out, or new lists like this one over here, make sure you guys subscribe with the bell notification on. You'll definitely be notified. But I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one, and I'm out. Peace.